Hello, everyone. It's Encore once again, and I'm here for another daily reminder that tomorrow never comes. Meaning, our tomorrows are not guaranteed, so we got to get off our butts and get going and get involved with things that will be here and shape our futures. All right? And so, what today is more, I had to get this off my chest. I had a conversation recently with a friend of mine about NFTs and the whole notion of, well, what's the big deal? I can just right click save as on any image and we'll call it an NFT. What's the big deal? And that is the, that's the norm in terms of people's thought process around NFTs. Maybe not so the younger generation, but definitely the older crowd. What's the big deal? It's just a picture. It's just a JPEG. I don't really get what the hype's about. And so I want to kind of dispel that real quick here. And there'll be another video where I come out with kind of going through the NFT process, how to buy them and all that kind of stuff, and the great things that are happening in the NFT world. But I just want to dispel this notion that NFTs are just a JPEG, that you can right click on any image and, all of a sudden now someone will pay hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars for it. There are some, ridiculous NFTs in my mind, things like the Ether rock, which is just an image of a rock. But you guys need to understand why they are so expensive. Okay, so let's kind of go through this process. Well, what is an NFT really? And yeah, the name is not the greatest. Hopefully we'll have a better name in the future. But an NFT is a non-fungible token, meaning it's unique. It's one of one. Okay, and it's a digital certificate of authenticity, right? And within that authenticity is your title of ownership. So everyone can see when it was minted, created, when it was transferred, if it was, when it was bought, who bought it in terms of just the address alone and maybe the handle, not your actual name. You can see how much it was bought for, how much it was sold for, all the transaction history involved in it, the properties of the actual NFT. So there's a whole bunch of data that comes with the NFT. It's not just someone randomly created something and there's no history behind it. And that's really what makes NFTs valuable, is the history, the transactional history that's transparent. You can see, hey, Michael Jordan owned this, or well, at least the handle anyway, not his name, but you can kind of see, and once those handles, if they are publicized, and you can kind of correlate that these are real people that were kind of transferring this. So history has some part in it, and then obviously if the collections within that NFT become famous or public, and they have public support, a big community around them, they carry more and more weight. But really, what gives NFT value? Obviously, is that there's the flexing part of it, right? Yeah, you can post it as your social media image. You can kind of show your friends, your family, hey, it's kind of cool. This is the art, whatever. So there is that aspect to it, and let's not underestimate our need or want for many to have a place in their social order, right? It gives them social status to some degree. So that definitely is a part of it. Also, you kind of gravitate towards NFTs that maybe show your identity. So if you're into music, if you're into art, you're going to gravitate more towards them. And so you kind of express yourself in a creative fashion that way as well. But two definitely is, like I talked about, history, provenance. It's definitely going to play a part, that you kind of see the trail of that NFT, and you can't lie about it, right? If it's transferred for free, if it's sold for, 0.1 ETH, and you tell someone, hey, I sold it for 10 ETH, so come buy it, they're going to see it. So you can't get away with that stuff. And if you transition that to, well, what's the difference between a JPEG? Well, let's do this mental exercise. If you were to create a Michael Jordan rookie card, it's not authentic, it's fake, but you somehow created one. You printed it out, you did all kinds of design work, you put it in a case. There's the average Joe is not going to know if it's done even half decent, if that's authentic or not. You can't. You would have to take it to an expert. They would have to kind of comb through it with the knowledge that they've gained over the years, and then tell you, hey, this is not authentic. With NFTs, you don't need that. You can jump on, you can see within the actual history, the chain of that NFT, whether it's authentic or not. So there's that part of it. So that's the provenance part of it. Obviously, there has to be some scarcity to it, right? So, you know, if the collection is 1 million, even though it's still every NFT is unique, there's still 1 million of some form of that NFT, and so it's not going to be that valuable. But if you say, hey, there's only 5 of them, if there's only 10 of them, it's going to have more weight behind it. And then everyone's always looking for future value, right? So I'm buying this, whether it be a watch or some other collectible, a baseball card or anything. We're really buying it. One is because it's scarce, and from it being scarce, we're ensuring that at some point in the future, it's going to be more valuable than we bought today. So all those things factor into NFTs. This is not a right click game. Let me just post this. Let me say this is an NFT. There's true utility. There's true value in it. Now, many of these NFTs also go on to give you other perks. So if you purchase, I don't know, let's say you purchase, if there ever could have been a Michael Jackson NFT, for his first concert. I mean, that alone would have been unbelievable, right? That we could have had that history, that you were there, the ticket or whatever it was, you were there. It shows that you were there. That's the trail of that NFT is visible. You can see it. But not only that, well, let's say Michael Jackson's still around, and anyone who's purchased an NFT from him will now have VIP access on the next show, or gets free tickets to the next show, or some kind of discount. There's so much involved. There's so much utility involved with NFTs. It's kind of like a cascade effect. You get one, and then you start to get perks for the other sets in their collection, and because you're a fan, you get more and more entrenched in the community, and more perks come to you from that. And so, last point I'm going to make is that it's the community around these NFTs. You guys won't understand unless you buy one. And then you can, if you go on a site called OpenSea, you can buy NFTs for free and just get a feel for it. And I'm kind of going to run through that in the next video. But really, the community around these NFTs, these collections, it's unbelievable. It's amazing. The support and the progress that's made through the community, and everyone's trying to help each other. That is what is extremely important, and that's what everything's been built on. Social media, whatever the case may be, the community is what's driving these projects. The community is what's driving the benefits of these projects. And so, really, guys, if any of you have that thought process that it's just a JPEG, it's not a big deal, it's not going to be here, I want you guys to rethink it. NFTs are here to stay, and they will become even more prominent as we go through. Right now, it's just more of an art collectible kind of aspect to it, but there's so many different use cases that are going to pop up down the road that you guys are really going to see the value of it if you don't already. So that's my rant, guys. Hopefully I've kind of input a little bit more information on NFTs and the value behind them, and hopefully you guys jump in. But I will definitely expand a little bit more in the upcoming video. All right, guys, take care. See you soon.